Welcome students. Today I am going to talk about inflection, and the purpose of making this video particularly on inflection is the messages of some of the students that they did not understand the concept of inflection while we were discussing it in our class on Old English. Actually, I mentioned that term, and I also uh, told you that Old English was vastly different from the English as we use it today, and inflection was one of the causes. So I thought it is necessary to make a special short class on that topic that will help you to understand what exactly is inflection, and we will not go much deeper in the issue. We will keep the topic to the level that will help you explain the things in your exams, particularly undergraduate students. That will be helpful for them. So to understand inflection properly, we should know that on that level language can be understood as synthetic and analytic. In synthetic language, the relation between words in a sentence are dependent on inflections. Means in synthetic language, inflection is important, but in analytic language, word order is important. A particular word order is supposed to be followed, otherwise the sentence will not be able to give the proper meaning, means meaning intended. So in English, the Old English was largely a synthetic language. Inflection was important there. Now let's come to what is inflection exactly. So I will take an example from Sanskrit. If we want to say the sentence Ram killed Ravana in Sanskrit, so first of all we will use it in analytic way. Ram killed Ravana. Here we have subject, then we have verb, and then we have object. If we write the same sentence in Sanskrit or in Latin, we will use Rama, Rama, Ravanam, Hatwan, or Ahnat. So this is subject, this is object, and this is verb. We have the freedom to change the sequence here, but we cannot change the sequence in this sentence. This is analytic. Here we have a fixed word order, but here we derive the meaning largely by the relation of all these words through this inflection. This is an additional feature of this language that allows us to change the sequence of the words in a sentence. Rama Hatwan Ravanam. This sentence will give the same meaning. Or rather, Ravanam Rama Hatwan. This will also give the same meaning, because we can understand easily by this inflection that Ravanam is the object and Ram is the subject. But we don't have that liberty in an analytic language, which our modern English is. So we don't have this liberty. Even in Latin, we can write this sentence Ram interfacit Ravanam. Here again we have an inflection in the object, and we can change change the position of this object to here or even to here. That does not matter, that will give the same meaning, but in this sentence the meaning will be changed, or sometimes the sentence may be rendered meaningless. If you say Ravana killed Ram, the meaning of the sentence completely changed. You are not able to give the intended meaning. So this is the role of inflection, and it was a main characteristic of Old English that Old English was a synthetic language, and so the nouns, the pronouns, the adjectives and verbs, all these word classes had their own different kind of inflections, and in some cases there were 8 cases, different cases, and the inflections for different inflections for all the cases. That made it a very complex language for a foreign learner to use it or to learn it. So in the course of time these inflections were leveled, and finally they were almost eliminated, and now we have a different grammar of English. Now the word order has become a predominant feature, and inflection are either so simplified that we don't have any problem in using them. We still have certain inflections in English. For example, in pronouns, we use different pronouns for different persons and different numbers. But for example, you have uh, they for he, we have we for I, and all these things. But and apart from pronoun, we also have certain inflections in verbs. We change verbs according to tense and person and number of the subject. So it still exists, but in a much simple way. In Old English, this inflection was a cause of complication, and it made Old English an entirely strange language for the speaker of modern English. Even the native speakers will not be able to recognize all the sentences written in Old English. He will not be able to decipher the meaning of those sentences. That was the problem. That's what I wanted to talk about in the lecture on Old English. Now I hope you are able to understand what exactly inflection is, and now you can deal with the topic. So thank you, this much for today, and if still you have any problem, just get back to me. I will solve the problem.